In this video, I will be discussing about GT review strategy. How should you ideally give the GT in terms of its frequency, how you should revise the GT, what should be the GT timings, and how you can make the best use of this resource not just as a testing resource but also as a learning tool. Okay, so firstly about the frequency. So GTs should be given ideally when you start your preparation. Initially, when you are completing your first read, it could be once in 10 days or in a month 2 GTs, right? So till you complete your first read, which should be ideally for mid-Feb. Mid-Feb should be the time you should be completing your first read if you're targeting INI May. So till then, it would be better if you give 2 GTs a month, just for simulating your mind to face those questions, to be sitting for 3.5 hours, right? For that simulation, you might give GTs starting from now. But the actual game in which you are adding your information and playing with the knowledge that you have and actually practicing a paper in the way that you should do your main exam, that acumen should be strongly developed after mid-February, after you have completed your first read. Okay, so in March it should be like here, it should be once a week. After February, in March it should be twice a week. In April it should be once in 3 days, right? The whole idea is that till INI May you have to give 15 GTs, right? So that you have faced enough of them that it doesn't feel like a stressful situation for you, the main exam. This is about the frequency. The timings of giving GTs, timings should be same as your exam slot. So if it's INI, it would be 9 to 12. You have to wake up early on the days, and normally also wake up early, right? And revise your chote copy, revise the subject from your chote copy. Complete one subject revision and then sit for a GT. You will feel in very much confident when you will face that subject again. So take your chote copy, revise it, and then give a GT. How much time you should review it? See, ideally whatever the time you took for giving the GT, the same amount of time you should take to reviewing the GT also. It may be very difficult at the initial stages, but you might take up 5 hours, 6 hours, but later on reduce it to 3 hours. Okay, this is the ideal way. And don't keep on accumulating the questions till the end, because at the end it won't matter why did you mark that question, right? So not just for the sake of reviewing it, you have to review it so you get benefited from it, that what was my thinking at that time when I marked this option, right? Why did I mark that question wrong? You are your own teacher when you are giving your GT, right? So focus on that you have to complete it in the same stipulated time. Then you would be interested also, and then you can do maximum benefit to yourself also. How to review the questions, right? So reviewing the questions, for the correct ones, don't go into very much detail. Just reinforce the point why you marked it and was my thinking correct. If it was correct, don't need to look up into the entire explanation and go ahead. Read a bit of it that needs to reinforce your information and go ahead. If it's incorrect, then you have to focus on 3 things. Whether it was a recall error. If it was a recall error, then this is a major thing on your part, right? You have to revise that content very well. If it was a part of your notes and you still don't remember, so that means that part of yours is lagging in revision. If it was a silly mistake, so silly mistakes are very common, and it is also something which is unavoidable, but our purpose is to reduce it less than 10 in the main exam, right? So that we are not in a repent after it that we could have avoided. It is very much avoidable, and that you will get after you give a lot of GTs. How to avoid them, right? How to stop overthinking, how to stop underthinking. All these things, these are inevitable but also avoidable, right? At an end stage of your revision, you will find that you have been reducing from 30 to, let's say, 10, and that is the entire thing, right? And if it was a new thing, it was a new information given to you, then you have to add it into your main content or your chote copy, right? Add it to where it was. take a different color pen, add it in the form of questions, so that whatever new thing that also you learned from the GT is now a part of your final revision. So this is the way ideally GTs can help you to reinforce what you have already read and open the doors for the topics which are actually served to you in a platter, right? So take GT very seriously, not in terms of scores, but in terms of your attempt to learn and attempt to reinforce what you already know. Thank you so much.